Hello, this is Titania from the Fairies Garden on Etsy again, and I'm here to show our most recent junk journal. So this one is another professor of Hogwarts concept journal, and this one, if you can see from the cover, is based on Sybil Patricia Trelawney. Professor Trelawney was the Divinations professor at Hogwarts. So after that 4-part Marauders collection, I felt very uninspired and just very, I don't know, burnt out because I just kept making the same hardcover books with the same straight spine. So I really experimented with this one with a fabric cover and a rounded spine, if you can see over here. So it has this crinkled seam binding closure. It's fabric. It's reinforced with some cardstock inside, but it's very soft. I think very organic. That was the whole concept that I wanted to keep with this journal. I just wanted to keep it very organic. As you can see, there's 3 types of fabric on the front with lace on the spine. A little closer, there's in the front. You can remove them and put them wherever you want. And on the bottom, amidst all these loose strings, are actually charms, which are tied to the middle of the binding of each signature. So let's open it. Just put this here. Again, I wanted to keep everything very organic, so there's a lot of just loose, unstructured ephemera and collaging throughout the entire journal. I'll just bring this up here. The front, we got some beautiful printed marble paper with this pocket and some collaging here. I found it in an astronomy book. I just thought it was very beautiful. Beautiful constellations. And a button on some of that fabric. And right here we've got a tag. And it just tucks back in. So again, we've got a lot of fabric, a lot of sewing. There are gemstones throughout this entire thing. Obviously quotes from the book. Lots of tuck spots. I stamped one of my cling stamps on this piece of fabric, and it turned out really nice. I used my Tsukineko Stays On ink, and it's really good on stamping onto fabric. We got dictionary pages. So, in an estate sale I've been to recently, there was a bunch of just old files, I guess, and there was a bunch of paper. The oldest pieces were from the 60s, which I think is pretty cool. Lots of sewing, and here's some of the beading in the middle of this signature. Music paper, a big old pocket right here. Some more gems. I really think it was cool how there's this printed digi stamp of a curtain, and then right here I sewed on some fabric, almost like a faux curtain. Here's a flip out. It's printed on. I think the stamp is really pretty. And there's obviously this quote. I don't know if it was in the movie, but in the books, Professor Trelawney had a sign that said "Do not disturb crystal gazing," and I think it'd be pretty cool to just like flip this over like a wedding veil and read that. Some more beading. Over here are buttons. Flip out with a gem. Other half of that atlas page. Right here, let me just lift this up. There are some beading on a pin again. Some more digi-stamping from the stamps are obviously from the graphics fair or the old design shop. There's some more of that astronomy book. Since Professor Trelawney was from the Ravenclaw house, when she attended Hogwarts, I just thought it'd be cool to have an eagle constellation for Ravenclaw. Here we have this like beautiful like peacock feathered fan. A big tag, and there's a pin with a dragon charm right on top of it. And then of course the peacock fan. There's an actual digi-stamp of a peacock. And this is actually like 1/2 of an envelope that I just like trimmed to size in here, and I did some collaging. So I was really inspired by Sheena from Luna Rosu's collaging tutorial. I'll put a link down below. More music paper. I made like a sort of Franken page. So this was originally supposed to be a page in one of the signatures, but like the klutz I am, I accidentally sewed it shut. So it's actually, yeah. But it still looks nice, so I just use it as like a Franken page. And there's a Tim Holtz journaling card, and like this printout birthstone sheet, which I think looks really cool. Just tuck this back in. It's all secured with a golden paper clip. More gemstones. Here's another beading thing. And another quote. Some really cool collaging. Here's the other half of that envelope. As you can see, it opens up. This is another piece of vintage ephemera. It's not really vintage, it's just, I guess, more retro, since it's only from '66. So yeah, whoever gets this can read whatever it says on it. More collaging. Yeah, I included this dictionary page because it has a definition of the word seer, right? Okay. Here are like a tiered pocket I made on this page. So journaling card, a sneak peek for a featured DigiKit. But if you're watching this in the future, then it's probably out that I have, and it's backed with the same marbled paper in the front cover, and this big old tag, another sneak peek of a featured DigiKit. And I just like put a big old blue fabric to tie it off. Just tuck it back in. It's a big tag because it's a big pocket. There we go. More quotes. This page was like super stained with Tim Holtz Distress ink, as you can see. And this is actually a pocket right here. Of course, Professor Trelawney's book. I really like this like digi stamp image with this particular piece of fabric. And the last set of beading. This is like the fabric from the front of the book. I just like sewed here, and I just like paper clipped it just to secure it. Right here we have the definition of the word Bohemian, and I really like the usage of it in this context. A person who lives an unconventional life, as a writer or an artist, but I think Professor Trelawney lives a very unconventional life, being a seer and all that. Here's a big old fabric pocket. Oops. This is like a part of a art book page, but I just like covered it with coffee stained paper because I didn't like all the writing. So there's more room for whoever gets this to journal in. And finally, some more of that fabric with a button. Over here, we got a pocket. I think I used Tracy Fox's, one of Tracy Fox's from Love Junk journals on Etsy. One of her digi kits, and it just has a bunch of little mini tarot cards. So you can see them. Very cute and small. They're like about like 2 inches in height. Very, very tiny. Put that in the pocket. And it's the envelope itself is a pocket as well for this a bit larger tarot card, which I think is just so beautiful because of this this butterfly right here. It even has like a little eagle, I think, for Ravenclaw. That's that. Here's the back of the page, or the back cover. So going back to the front of the book, this fabric actually is a big old pocket holding Sybil's, Professor Trelawney's name tag. Isn't this like bird image so beautiful? And this was its actual color. This was from the book. Like, I think it's just such a beautiful rustic brown. You can just slide that back in here. And of course, whoever gets this, you can put whatever you want into this pocket. Or nothing at all, if you like how it looks without it. And that's Sybil's journal. So you can just close it back like that. And there it is. I think it's just so lovely. Feeling it is nice. It's nice and soft. You know, just very organic. It's very colorful. I think I've had very neutral, you know, golden toned books in the past. So having this much color is very much out of my comfort zone. But I think it did me some good because it helped kind of break me out of that rut. So I really recommend that to anyone who's like feeling that, you know, especially in junk journaling, you kind of fall into a rhythm of, you know, what looks good, and you can only repeat it so many times before you realize that you just want to step out of it. So yeah, that was Sybil Patricia Trelawney's junk journal, concept journal. Check the description box below for availability. Just click on the Etsy link, or just Google The Fairy's Garden on Etsy. And I hope everyone's having a good day. Bye. Thank you.